Oh yes, I will sing for joy, but my heart is heavy all my days. Oh yes, I will for all my days. Oh yes, I will, and I choose to pray, to glorify the name of the Lord. Nothing can stand against, and I choose to pray, to glorify the name of the Lord. Nothing can stand. Come on, lift your voices, and I choose to pray, to glorify the name of the Lord. Nothing can stand against, and I choose to pray, to glorify the name of the Lord. Nothing can stand against, I will. Yes, I will. Lift you high in the lowest valley. Yes, I will. Bless your name. Oh yes, I will. Sing for joy, but my heart is heavy all my days. Oh yes, I will for all my days. Oh yes, I will for all my days. Yes, I will. Give him praise. He's so good. He's so awesome.
I searched the world, it couldn't fill me. Man's empty praise, treasures that fade, never enough. Then you came along, put me back together. Every desire is now satisfied here in your love. Sing with me, there's nothing better. Nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Lord, there's nothing. Nothing is better than you. Oh, Lord, there's nothing better than you. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Show you my weakness, my failures and flaws. Lord, you've seen them all, but you still call me friend. 'Cause the God of the mountain is the God of the valley. There's not a place of mercy and grace won't find me again. No, there's nothing better than you. Lord, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing. Nothing is better than you. You turn mourning to dancing. You make beauty from ashes. You turn shame into glory. You're the only one who cares. You turn graves into gardens. You turn bones into armies. You turn seas into highways. You're the only one who cares. Oh, there's nothing, sing it with me, better nothing, nothing is better than you. You turn graves into gardens. You turn bones into armies. You turn seas into highways. You're the only one who cares. Only one who cares. Lord, you're the only one who cares. Praise you, Jesus, Lord. You are the only one who can.
As the Spirit was moving over the water, Spirit come move over us. Come thank you that we can feel your presence in this place, Lord, that you show us that you are here, that you move in this room, Lord. We just always want to feel you and always want you to guide us in everything that we do. Tonight we pray for the speakers, Lord, that you'll be with them, Lord, that the words will just seep into people's minds and just grip them and take hold so that they get with them throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the rest of the year, Lord. However long it takes for them just to get closer and closer to you, Lord. We give you all the praise and all the glory. In Jesus' name, amen.
Check, check. How's everybody doing tonight? Lights is bright. So tonight we're gonna do something a little different. Lord kind of put this on my heart. Something I just was thinking about when I right before we was getting ready to stop worshiping is when I come to Prodigal. Matt said, "Here, it's not about me." And he taught me that, man. It's just like, you know, we grow and then we give other people opportunity to do the same thing. So tonight we're gonna have past graduates from other programs come up here and share with y'all some hope tonight. Share Country Chris, you go ahead and come on up here. I'm just gonna ask them questions. So, you know, what's life like after Prodigal, after Emmanuel House, after whatever program that you found yourself in? Well, you know, okay, we asked you to come in here, submit to a year, but what, you know, okay, so what's that like? Can I make it through this program? Am I going to be able to make it a year? You know, here's some proof right here on the stage that you can make it. But what's after rehab? What's after sober living? You know, so tonight we asked briefly. These three guys, God told me to ask to share some experience, strength, and hope with the crowd tonight. Country Chris, what's life like after Prodigal in the real world now? Not in a structured environment anymore, not being subjected to rules, but real life, real problems, and a real God to help you with them. So I'll let you have the floor for 7-8 minutes, like I said, and just share with us your stuff.
Hello? Okay. So, after Prodigal was, well, I'm not going to sit here, man, or be up here and sugarcoat anything. Life after Prodigal is hard. I mean, the real world is hard. But Prodigal learned me how to cope with the real world, with using God and my network and my sponsor. It has its good days and its bad days. I have to push forward what I learned from Prodigal. I have to put it into effect, man. That's reaching out. Communication is a big thing, on a day-by-day thing with me, man. There's always something popping up that's either going to make me angry, or try to test me, or make me want to go into depression. Well, before I even act on my feelings or my emotions, what Prodigal taught me is I need to pick up a phone. I need to call somebody. I need to reach out, and that's what I do. I'm usually either blowing up my sponsor's phone, Frank Curry, Matt Lieber, because it's not a day that don't go by that I don't need advice. Like for an example, God told me, He put this on my heart when you asked me, is right after I left Prodigal and I got married to my best friend, but after I got married, my mom had called me up and gave me some bad news. The man who I seen Jesus in the first time, the man who taught me how to fish, the man who taught me right from wrong, my brother-in-law Eddie, had passed away. And I remember my wife wasn't there at the time. She had went up to the store to get something. My sponsor wasn't picking up the phone, and another guy wasn't picking up the phone. And I called Frank, and I'm in tears, you know. And I said, Frank, I said, man, my brother-in-law just passed away. I'm in tears, and Frank said something that's always gonna stick with me, man. But see, I was doing this new. I ain't never done no recovery before. I ain't never been sober before. So I got to get advice from people that's got time in, you know, years. And Frank said, man, now's the time to confide in your wife. Let her in. Let her in. It's okay. It's okay to hurt. Let her hurt with you. Let her cry with you. And that's what I did. And that got us closer together, you know. And if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for what Prodigal taught me, to always talk about, always express how I'm feeling or what's going on with someone, you know, I probably would have relapsed. I mean, that was a dramatic time for me. And it just goes on and on. You know, I just have to, what I learned at Prodigal is when I first got at Prodigal, I had to be like a sponge. I had to soak everything up until I got a little bit of time, then I can start giving it back. You know, but at the first part of that first year, man, you soak it up. Take in, man, this ain't no game. I know people that's died from playing this game. So this is life or death, man. So, I mean, I did everything for the wrong reasons in the street, and I'm going to try to do all the right thing in my sobriety. And that's what Prodigal taught me, man, is to reach out to my network, to reach to my sponsors, to reach people that's been there through the things that I've been through, and that can show me what helped them get through. That's about all I got. Thanks for letting me share.
All right, thank you, Chris. This next guy, his name's Colin. I don't know a whole lot about him, but I know he's another graduate of another program, I think the Emmanuel House. I'll let him tell you his process. The same question goes to you, my friend, is you know, what is how do you in the recovery we say we practice these principles in all our affairs. How do we do that? What does that look like now that nobody's telling you you have to do this, you have to do that? Now you have free will and choice to do what Colin wants to do, and what's that look like for you?
This thing's on? Okay. Hey everyone, my name's Colin, for those of you who don't know me. Anyways, a little bit about me. Sorry, today is August 10th, 2019. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida, not initially from here. I didn't know a single soul when I came up here. I went to rehab at the Bluff, begrudgingly. Didn't plan on being there past 7 days. Didn't even want to be clean at all. I had heroin went back in the house. But looking back at the time, that was God doing things for me that I could not do. Like, there are lots of situations where I just kept being stuck in Augusta, where I wanted to leave every single day. I even went, after I completed 30 days, I met a girl there. And then I went to sober living. So I met a girl, we later got engaged. Anyways, basically, I just kept it really honest. For me, how I'm still sober to this day is 3 simple things in the very beginning. I had to keep it really simple. I was honest. I wasn't really too sure. Emmanuel's House is extremely faith-based. That was a huge problem for me at the time. Me and God wasn't a thing. I had Catholic God that was, so if those who just knows, really fire and brimstone, sin bad, go to hell. Yeah, just really bad stuff. Like, I really wasn't about it. And I was like, how do you trust this man when anyways, it's just, you get it. I kept it honest. I literally just, like, all the time, I was like, I don't believe in God, like, believe he's there, but I don't trust him, stuff like that. I was open-minded to maybe how my ideas did not work. I should at least listen because I just thought I knew it all, but like Country Chris just said, be a sponge. I just did not speak at all for I did talk, but like I just took it in and talked and conversed around my peers, people that were, had some time about them, good mentors. I really kept it real with them at 100% because I didn't really know, and they gave me the same back. And I was willing to, at the very, like a small amount. It doesn't take a lot. I really didn't want to, but there's a small part of me, for some part of me was willing just to keep sticking in and doing it. In the days I wanted to leave Emmanuel's House, I was there for about 382 days. Yeah, I only counted because I was so shocked because at the time when I was engaged with my fiance, I was planning on leaving in March and that got canned, leaving again later. So I just stuck around and things started working out great for me. Like today, y'all, my life's pretty good. Like I have freedom in all my affairs. Like, man, I can chase whatever I want to. I can fail however I want to, but my failures look different today. It does not involve me failing catastrophically, getting high or drunk now. I have freedom to live my life and how I choose. I can chase after the dreams that I was being enslaved from chasing from before. Drug addiction robbed me from pretty much everything, from down to my very less hobbies and joys. I didn't really have anything, and now I have a lot to look forward to. Today I just wake up and I'm like, what am I gonna do today? Who am I gonna meet? Where am I gonna be? Like Chris called me, I was in Aiken, like, I don't remember, was it Thursday? I don't even remember, but I was just doing my thing. He's like, hey, you wanna come by? And I was like, hell yeah, I'm off. So I came, and it's awesome. Like, I have freedom in my life. Like, it's, sorry about that, Trey. I'm trying, man. You know, progress, not perfection, man. It's a process. I've come a long way. But yeah, y'all, it's like, life's really good, and it just keeps getting better. Like, it's just God. Like, for me, how I still keep doing it is the honest, open mindedness. But, like, I maintain a close relationship with God. That is the one thing I'm after. But it's just really what keeps me. Like, I pray, I never would have pictured that. It's I worked the steps, did that, continue to work with the program and how to be a good person, and maintain my relationship with God. Like, that's something I strive for and I want to be close with. That is what keeps me sober to this day. It's all been God, and God works through me and works through y'all. Like, I'm getting a lot through this too, as hopefully you guys are as well, but like, that's really it. Like, I try to keep it really simple. Life's good. Like, I'm actually able to chase my dreams. Like, I'm taking real estate classes, like, in June, starting in June. So, like, just really cool things. Things I just get to wake up and do. It's not like, oh, let's go do a bag of dope. Like, I get to wake up, like, and chase cool dreams and things that I would have never thought I could do. Like, I can plan my weekends and have a good time in life. It's awesome. I love life, y'all. So, that's it.
Lost Dreams Awaken. Heavy hitter.
Dollar. That's what I'm talking about, bro. So I want to read y'all something. This is a reading from the Daily Reflections of the Day. We were having trouble with personal relationships. We couldn't control our emotional natures. We were a prey to misery and depression. We couldn't make a living. We had a feeling of uselessness. We were full of fear. We were unhappy. We couldn't seem to be of real help to other people. These words remind me that I have more problems than alcohol, that alcohol is only a symptom of a more pervasive disease. When I stopped drinking, I began a lifetime process of recovery from unruly emotions, painful relationships, and unmanageable situations. This process is too much for most of us without help from a higher power and our friends in the fellowship. When I began working the steps, many of these tangled threads unraveled, but little by little, the most broken pieces of my life straightened out. One day at a time, almost imperceptibly, I don't really know what that means, but I healed. Like a thermostat being turned down, my fears diminished. I began to experience moments of contentment. My emotions became less volatile. I am now once again a part of the human family. How many people know once the alcoholic and the addict stop doing drugs and drinking, we become worse? We start feeling better, right? We feel pain better, right? We feel emotions better. We feel better because now we feel, but see, now we've removed the things that's kept us comfortable. So I had to learn how to deal with my emotions. I had to get to the root that was on the inside. See, I can clean up all this out here, right? I can look good. I can throw a A-Town hat on with some fresh Nike Shox, but if on the inside I'm still broken and beat and hurt, none of this means anything, right? So that's how I've learned to get honest, open, willing with everything that I do, man. So it has to come from the inside, right? We have to learn about these emotions that control us our whole life and make us make these decisions that we've been making our whole life. The steps that I've worked made me understand why I did what I did. A lot of people get scared of them steps because they're like, man, I done forgave everybody. They done forgave me, I'm good. It ain't about that. It's about looking at yourself and what's created patterns in our life. And once I've done that, Now I can walk it out in the real world. Now I know how to deal with my emotions in an everyday situation and not in the bubble of a program. Because it's easy to do it in here, right? It's easy to do it when you go to work and you come here and you got all these rules and you can't go here and you can't do that. But what happens when you get off work one day and your old lady done made you mad, right? And the dope man is on the way home, right? And when you pull over, ain't nobody gonna know, right? Ain't nobody gonna know. I could just pull over and get one real quick. See, that's what your disease is gonna tell you. See, I had to learn that my disease is a liar. You know what I mean? I had to learn that fear, all that is a lie. And so how I put it into practice today alone, I work my program. See, so I got a trip coming up. Because of the life that I'm afforded today, I'm able to fly up to Pennsylvania to see my wife's kids, who she hasn't seen in 13 years, and as a result of working her program, she just went up there last week. Right? So I'm able to get a plane ticket and be able to fly up there. Well, I had to change my flight, okay? She gets up there, I bought her a car for Valentine's Day. She gets up there, the tag's expired because we ain't changed it over, you know. Tag expired April 4th. She gets a ticket April 4th, right? She calls me yesterday morning, upset about the ticket, right? In a roundabout way, pretty much telling me it's my fault, right? All in her emotions, all in her feelings, right? But see, I understand my emotions, so now I understand her emotions, and I understand how to pause and pray and work the process of recovery. Because without reacting in emotion, now it gave her time to understand where she was wrong, and an hour later she called me back and said, I'm sorry, I was upset. I take responsibility for my part. That's what recovery looks like. Today, when all this stuff, I still got to get off work tomorrow and go get the tag and try to get up there, and I'm like, man, you know what? I might not even go, right? Now the journey done got difficult, right? But just because the journey difficult means the destination is going to be that much more sweeter, and it's worth it, right? The journey that every one of us is taking right now, it may look different for everybody in this room, but it's going to get hard. And it ain't gonna get no easier when you get out there. So learn the fundamentals and get rooted in God. Period. Because when you're rooted in God, man can't fail you. Man gonna fail you every time, but when he does, now you know how to look up here to God. That's what I do. You know what I mean? God. That's it. Did y'all want to ask questions or?
Yeah, so what we'll do now, man, is
Chris, and I didn't introduce Chris, but Chris, for all y'all know, Chris is a graduate of Prodigal. He came to Prodigal. He graduated Prodigal. He left Prodigal. Then he went to become a part of the Emmanuel House. He went into that program. Looked kind of crazy when he left to a lot of people, but he was trusting God. Went into that program after graduating this program. Went into another program. So he's been on both spectrums of recovery. And so my whole point of this is, if y'all have any questions, man, is to give all of y'all in here the hope of not only these guys have made it through a program, they persevered, they went through trials and tribulations in the program, but they stuck and they stayed. You know, if anybody has anything they would like to ask, we'll call both the other guys back up here. You know, something that you're afraid of when you know you might have a fear about of when that time comes, what's going to happen. There's some guys in here that are sitting on 9 months in Prodigal, 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, and your real life experience after the program is coming real soon. You know, there's some other guys, Jamie Munns in here, Danny Swift in here, Joey Norman in here, some other proof that this stuff works, man, that went to other places and found their way, found their right. Chad, another one about to be graduating soon. Life's really fixed. They said that's when the rubber meets the road. You know, when you get out, then we're going to see what you're working with. Did you work on something while you were in this program, or did you just stay here? You know, that's going to be a telltale sign. The 24-hour AA reflection today was talking about just being on the wagon. For the real alcoholic or drug addict, just being on the wagon ain't enough. You know, put some work in. That's how you see the fruit of Chris's recovery, of his Collins recovery, of Chris's. So if anybody in here has got anything they would like to ask one of these these guys. They finished a little early. We've got a little bit more time before we have to stop. So raise your hand, I'll bring you the mic.
Hey, let me drop one more thing, man. When everything changed for me is when I submitted. The obsession to use was lifted before I ever worked a step, and it's when I submitted to God and to this program right here that y'all are in right now. That will change everything in your life if you learn how to submit. Because if you never submit to man, you ain't never going to submit to God and what he has for you. So learn submission everywhere you go. It don't mean that you're weak. It don't mean that you can be taken advantage of. It means that you submit at work, at home, in the program. Frank ain't called y'all and asked y'all to come here.
That's right, come on.
Right? Y'all called him. I called him. And when I got here, I gave him more trouble than a little bit. And I'm going to be honest. But everything changed when I submitted.
Come on.
All right, go ahead.
Patrick, I feel, now I've got a sponsor who was willing and ready, and sponsorship was never full. However, he is a busy man, and by God, I got feelings and needs and stuff, you know. But, you know, I really, he asked me to read the first 64, which I've done, and
164 player. 164.
yeah, he had to start with a 64, I guess. Maybe I misunderstood him.
Is it difficult?
No,
It's the same.
164 player.
thank you, sir. Noted. Well,
That's that correct.
God has been revealing a lot of character defects, and I have been turning inside and looking at my part in situations. I don't know, maybe I'm trying to rush things, because I like control and all that, right, Frank? What would you suggest? You know, he's a friend of mine also, and brother in Christ and all that. I don't know. I want to work the steps. I don't want to get stagnant, or I don't know what to do. First, I need to read 100 more pages, I think.
Well, he did say the first 64 is the first step. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, like, what's your question?
All of them.
Look. So I'm gonna tell you, the steps are put into order for a reason, right? So if we start trying to identify our character defects and all these things that we try to identify, it'll never work, right? So if you haven't got to the point where you've released all your resentments, your fears, and your harms, you're not gonna know your character defects, because your sponsor is gonna have to tell you your character defects. I know that I'm selfish and I'm self-centered and I'm inconsiderate and I'm all those things. But once I worked my steps and I did it with my sponsor and I worked the fifth step with my sponsor, then I realized that I'm a people pleaser, I'm judgmental, and all these other things that have controlled me my whole life. So you work them in order, bro, and you just do it. You just do it.
Thank you.
I'll add something.
Did that answer anything?
And don't worry about doing them perfectly. Like I did mine in 30 days because the manual size requirement for the leave at the time was do the steps in 30 days. Get the heck out. So when I realized I want to do them again, I went back and did them again. Just do it to the best of your abilities in order, of course. But like you can go back and do them again. Like you can do them again. I'm due to do them again too. Like it's something you keep on doing. Like it's a continual thing. But don't focus like I got to do it perfect each time. Just give it your best, and just keep on going and trucking through. Like you got a great sponsor, man. Welcome.
I think I was even wrong about the defects.
You'll figure them out.
Sure. My question was initially do I need to write a journal? I mean, would journal help? Because I mean, I'm catching things all the time that he's showing me. Just be chill.
Yeah. So
Look, go ahead.
I would just do whatever he's telling you. I mean, you can mention to him what you're feeling. Like, be really honest and open. Like, literally mention, like, hey, I want to keep writing this down and like what I'm feeling, hearing
So
from
you're
you.
trying to do
Yeah.
something different than what your sponsor is telling you?
Yeah.
Or you just, you
Not
don't know?
necessarily. He's just sometimes.
That's a vote.
And I want it.
Well, a lot of people say trust the process, but we got to focus on the trust. We got to focus on the trust and not so much on the process. Yes, it is a process, and it's a long, hard process. Focus on the trust, man. And if the Spirit is leading you to write things down, then by all means, write things down. But don't get caught up that, all right, I haven't done this step 2 perfectly. You know what I mean? You're going to work that with your sponsor, bro. You know what I mean? If you feel led to take a journal right now, how you feeling that day, by all means, write it down, man.
Okay.
But work the steps according to how your sponsor is working the steps, man. Don't. You got to do it, but don't rush it. He ain't going to let you rush anyway. So don't get ahead of the curve. You know what I mean? You got a question?
So when y'all first submitted yourself to God, like, I want to know how most of y'all, or actually it's a question for all 3 of y'all, is how y'all felt and what happened in your life that really made you truly believe that He was working in you through that after that day for 1 year.
Last first.
Me first?
Come on, Chris. Go ahead.
So, when I first knew that I submitted to God, I caught myself eating out of a trash can and living under a peanut trailer, and I made a phone call, and I just finally gave up. I prayed to God, either kill me or help me. And then a phone number from Frank Kerr, Prodigal Ministries, lined up in my hand. And I come here, not trying to make no friends. I didn't come here for no social media. I came here for me, because I was tired of the addiction and the monster that I had created after 25 years.
So it's an honest program, right? Right? I didn't submit to God just by calling Frank Kerr. Right? I didn't submit to God by just going in that first house down there. Right? It was a month and a half, 2 months later, when I got to that point where I was either going to leave and get kicked out of here, or I was going back to where I just came from. And I knew I didn't want to go back there. That's when I truly got saved and I submitted to God. And that's the moment I'm talking about, when I submitted and everything changed. But I had to get to another bottom. See, I was at a bottom when I called Frank, but now I had to reach another bottom while I was here. And that's when I truly cried out to God and I submitted to what they said to do and to what He was telling me to do. It was in that moment. It wasn't when I called and I walked through the doors, bro. Like, I was so fresh off the streets, man, that submission was not in my language, bro. You know? 262 days later.
Yeah.
382, get it right.
Yeah, 382, bro. For real. So for me, when I submitted to God, I remember it was honestly for me, the third step was the hardest step because of that exact thing. You turn your will and your life over to, God. Like, that was the hardest step. But I remember I did the second time I went through the steps is with Boyd, who's my sponsor, and then I really submit then. And even then, for me, it looked really gradual. There was like Chris said, there was moments where or my only options were I was either going to leave Emmanuel's house and sober living and go on my own devices, or go with Colin's plan, or just do whatever people were telling me and trust in God. And honestly, I would submit to man and then like trusting God as well, and it became easier and easier. So like for me, it was a really gradual process that got easier and easier. Like for me, it wasn't like it looked a lot less severe. Like I would get really miserable, or usually my really only options were to be like, you're gonna get high or you're gonna go to God and work it out. Like that's where it got for me, and it looks a lot less severe now. Now it's usually, hey, I don't know what to do, I'll go to God, and then it's not as catastrophic. Like I'm not like almost at wit's end, but it was a gradual process. But got easier. I can pinpoint like 3 times for me where I'd submit. Specifically, it was the first time I really authentically went through the steps and submitted. Like, remember, third step prayer was like, God, I don't really know you, I don't trust you, but like this is it, what I gotta do. I want to do this, I want to work on it, like I want to get a relationship, and I'm really trying, but I don't know how, but like this is me trying. And that was it. Like I just would keep submitting. Like over and over. Like when I don't know what to do, when my emotions got too high, that's when I meant it was a point for me to turn to God. Like let Him take control, let Him work through me and do things for me I couldn't. That's really how I'm here today. So that's it. Hope that helps.
I think we got time for one more.
Yeah, this Country Country Chris is for me, dog. You know what it is. You know, I see you graduate, I see your daughter up there that day. I need the Lord place you in my life to be my sponsor. I want to tell you today that I'm glad that happened. You know, we butted some heads, we had some times, you know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you humbling me and you helped me work my steps. And through my journal with my brother and all the other rules, you know what I'm saying? But I love you and I'm proud of you, man. And I just want to tell you that, and all of y'all up there, you know what I'm saying? But you're my sponsor and I'm grateful and I'm thankful and I love you. And anytime there's a chance for me to see you in front of me like that, I'm gonna put you on blast. Trust and believe that.
All right, well, I think we're gonna close it off as the worship team comes up. Hey, listen, if y'all had a question or you want to talk to one of these guys after, please get with them. Please get, if you have a phone, get their number. This is a good start to building a network with some guys. You talk to them after the meeting in the parking lot after a small group. Get his number, get Chris's number, get connected with them. That's what they want to do is give back what's been given to them. So can we get a speaker's hand?
Such good words tonight from all the speakers. We're going to close now with a song about just how the blessing will continue. Will continue. You get your life right. You get your family life right. And on after that. Your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. You have to be the beacon of light. You have to lead them. You got this. This is the first step being here. Surrender it to God. He's so good. The Lord bless you and keep you. Make His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn His face toward you and give you peace.
May His favor be upon you in 1,000 generations. Your family, your children, their children, their children. May His favor be upon you in 1,000 generations. Your family, your children, their children, their children. May His favor be upon you in 1,000 generations. In your family, in your children, their children, their children. May
Thank you for all that you're going to do. Thank you for all the speakers tonight. We just give you all the praise and all the glory. In your name, amen.
Alright, y'all, we're gonna do a CR, we do the chips, to highlight every milestone that you get along your journeys. We'll start with the blue one. Then kind of hurts habits or hang-ups. Anybody wanna let go tonight? Free yourself. And, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna give word of these tonight. Most of y'all know I got this fear of speaking in public. And over there worshiping, God put it on my heart. It's like, man, we gonna beat this, brother. I just asked Frank right when that song was over, like, hey, let me do this chip thing tonight. So, 30 days after that, you get the red chip. Anybody got 30 days? Come on, let me hug somebody, man. All right, okay. 30 days after that, you get the 60. Anybody got 60? Working on it. Amen. Keep coming back. All right. And then you got the next 30-day one. It's 90. Anybody got 90? All right, and then you jump up to 3 months at a time after that. We got the 6. Anybody got 6? Amen. All right, and then 3 months after that, we got the Eubanks Chanel, black and yellow. Oh, anybody got the 9 months? Okay, and then after that, you get the 1 year of multiples. Anybody got 1 year of multiples? Okay. Well, normally we go back to the blue chip in case you say you didn't want to get it the first time. Anybody else want to get one? There you go. All right, thank y'all for the experience there. First time up here.
Good job, man. You're natural. You're natural. Natural. All right, that's it for the meeting. We go out there for we'll take a short intermission break, 3 minutes. Guys, come back in here for small group. I don't know if there's gonna be a women's small group tonight or not. I don't know. There will be. Okay.
guess I ended it. I don't know. It might be still picking me up. Well, I don't know. I just hit the flex thing. There you are. We'll see. Okay, once I black it out, let's see if it gets blank. If not, it's here. If not, here's your talk.